I'm Stephanie Mann at safekidsnow.com, and I'm here with Erin O'Rourke, and she and I are going to talk about millennials. And millennials are the age group between under 35, right?
Yes, I think it's like 20 to 35 is kind of what they're saying now.
Okay, now a lot of people are really interested in our younger generation. So as a millennial yourself, maybe you could tell us a little bit about what are the positive aspects of being a millennial and the negative. What do you see?
It's interesting you start that with positive because that's kind of something that we don't hear much of. There's not a whole lot of positivity shine on millennials anymore, but I would say honestly that the really good parts of millennials are we are in for change. We want change. There's been a particular pattern to life and in the terms of work and raising a family and go to school, get a job, etc. And I think that we, as our generation, we don't want that. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. I think that many millennials are starting new businesses, kind of creating their own life because they don't really want that pattern of life that their parents had per se. So that's the good side of it, that we can be really, really focused, good hard workers because we want something different and new. But then the negativity to that is that most of us, unfortunately, don't really want to work for that. So,
Well, wait a minute. What do you mean they don't want to work for that? What does that mean?
So there's a saying that says that people get comfortable in their misery, right? And
Okay.
I think that a lot of millennials will find a comfortable paying job. They'll wake up, go to work, complain about it the whole time, and then never really seek change. And they would rather just have that life of, oh, I hate my job, I hate my life, blah, 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 and this really big, like, negative mindset that they can't really get out and they can't get past that.
Are you seeing that with a lot of your friends?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's actually it's a really big thing on social media to be, if you're my age, to be negative, to hate your life, to even talk about how you don't even have the will to wake up in the morning, and they kind of joke around about it, they laugh about it, they go, oh, it's so funny, you hate your life too, so do I. And it's really sad. It's a sad thing to see. So it's like, well, there is so much more to life, but it's kind of not, I don't want to say the cool thing, but it's sort of just known and accepted to hate your own life as a millennial.
Well, now, based on what you're saying here, why don't you think that way? What is the difference between the way some of them think and the way you think?
Yeah, well, so for me, I have a little bit different story. I actually was born and raised a Christian. I became a devout Christian about 2 years ago now. I used to be one of those people. I used to hate my life. I didn't want to change. I was comfortable in my misery. But at some point, it was for me, my faith, and God telling me, I have so much more for you. I have a purpose for you. I have a plan for you, that got me out of that stuck mindset. But I also, in my defense, even before Christianity, I was very much never a 9-to-5er. I hated working for someone. I always wanted my own business. And I think it was because I didn't understand that concept of waking up, going to make somebody else's dreams come true, and then retiring and dying. That just didn't really appeal to me,
Okay.
you know? So that was kind of my mindset of it, that where one day, you know, there's this really awesome quote that I heard that was, she just woke up one day and decided that she wanted to make her dreams come true. And it was like that. It was a choice of saying, okay, I want to do something else, something that's different, you know? So
I love what you're saying.
thank you.
You know, I think that's wonderful. And when did you make this transformation from being negative to being a Christian and changing your life?
That was honestly it wasn't an overnight thing. I
No.
will say that. I had a lot of healing from stuff in my past to do. I think a lot of times another big joke that millennials make is how their trauma from their past, they covered up with drinking and making dark jokes, and it's like, oh, funny, haha, I guess, but don't you want to move past that at some point? Wouldn't you like to heal? And so I made the conscious decision about 2.5 years ago to get into a program that let me heal from my trauma, and I have a sad story. So does everybody. Everyone's got bad things happen to them. It's okay.
Do you want to share what's your story?
Well, yeah, I mean, I lost my mother at the age of 19. I had been through a lot of, I'd been been through childhood, adult, sexual abuse, everything. And, you know, woe was me. I was kind of in that victim mindset. And then finally, I just decided for my family that I do have left, I wanted to be more. And so I woke up and I started going to this program, and it was hard and it hurt.
What kind of a program did you go to?
It's called Celebrate Recovery, and it's a Christian-based program that's kind of along the same lines of Alcoholics Anonymous, which sounds really weird, but it's more focused on how can you as a person change. These things happen to you, they were horrible. How do you forgive that person and then also move on and heal yourself? Yeah, and so it kind of helped me see that yes, I was the victim, and yes, I was hurt, but I was hurting other people too. And that's okay. Stop doing it. How do you heal that? And so I would say, you know, like I said, I became a really devout Christian throughout that. I learned how to live by my faith, not by sight, and walk with the Lord through all that. And then through that, I just woke up one day and was like, this is where the overnight does come in. I woke up one day and was like, I don't want this anymore. And I quit my job and I started pursuing my business.
Oh my
All
goodness.
because I was fed up. I was like, dude, I have so much more in me than making I think actually I remember the decision. I was standing at the copy machine making 300 copies, watching them go in and out, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Time's up.
Yeah, it's like I can't do it anymore. So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, there was a decision 2 years ago that was over the course of a year and a half healing process, but there was an overnight, I gotta get out of here. So it was kind of two things.
You know what? You're going to change people's lives with
Thank
your
you.
story.
I hope so.
Yes,
I hope
because
so.
there's so many people that are been abused. It's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And we have to forgive each other.
Yeah.
We have to forgive our perpetrator, whoever.
Yes.
And we have to take charge of our own life.
Yeah.
And that's what you did.
Exactly.
So thank you
Yeah.
so much, Erin,
Absolutely.
for sharing your
Thank
story.
You for having me.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Well,
amazing.
best of luck to you.
Thank you.